everybody to our extraordinary council meeting. We have no apologies. Are there any conflicts of interest? No announcements by myself. Any minor matters not on the agenda? Any announcements by management? No minutes to confirm, so we'll get straight into our agenda item, which is fees and charges for Ocean Spa, and I'd like to invite Glenn Lucas to the front to present the paper, please.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Glenn Lucas tōku ingoa. He kai mea hea hau autu konehira o Ahuriri. So the paper we've got today for you is the Ocean Spa fees and charges paper. So as you know, it is not a new facility, but is a new facility to council in terms of operations. So it is the first time that council has had the opportunity to set fees and charges after the previous management agreement has expired. So therefore, we require council approval for the first lot of fees and charges for council. So the fees that you've got in the paper in front of you were set in consideration of the previous fees and charges, the recommended increase for inflation, which was applied across everything else, basically, with consideration of competition and industry pricing and the potential impact on demand. There are also a couple of vagaries with the prior pricing schedule that we just wanted to iron out a little bit and take the opportunity to get those right. So overall, the recommended fees and charges are very close to those charged under the previous agreement. The one potential exception to that would be the senior citizen increase from $5.70 per visit to $8 a visit. Now, this is bringing it in line with the magnitude of the discount applied across council facilities. So prior, it was a pretty significant discount. So we're just trying to bring it in line with what's charged across our other council facilities. So I'm really happy to answer any questions about the paper in front of you.
Thank you, Glenn. Any questions? Councillor Bowe.
Just that last statement you made about bringing this in line, this big increase in line with, could you please explain that again?
Yes, well, what we did through the development of the recommended fees and charges was look across all the other council facilities under community services and look at the magnitude of discount applied from an entry for an adult to an entry for a senior citizen, and if it was a 20% discount or whatever it was. So under the previous management agreement, the magnitude of the discount was a lot more than what's been applied across the aquarium, whatever the other facilities are. So we're trying to bring it in line and be consistent with what we do across the other council facilities.
Councillor Simpson.
Yeah, just to follow up, Madam Chair, just on a similar line, I note the senior citizens don't have an option apart from the full adult concession card. Is there a likelihood that senior citizens can get a concession card?
We deliberately left out the senior citizens concession card at this stage, mainly because a concession card is a discount on top of an already discounted amount. But that would be something. The formula for the concession cards is very simple. That you pay for 9 visits and you get 10 visits. So that's what's been applied across all for the 30 visits. It's 27. So what could be introduced if council does determine is we could apply the same formula for the senior citizen rate, which would bring it to 9 times 8, $72.
Thank you.
Councillor Crystal.
I'm just wondering if we have considered, like Tauranga Council do, having a local rate. Their hot pools, they have a local card for locals.
Yes, so that's been thought about quite firmly in terms of, the whole driver behind the Ocean Spa New World, I suppose, is trying to engage our community more in the facility and getting them using it more frequently. Mm-hmm. The issue with a discount card is actually how you prove you're from Napier or not, if it's using a library card or bringing your rates invoice. So it's something that we're thinking about for the future, but in terms of the opening in 15th of May, it's the logistics of doing that.
Yeah. Can I just follow on through the chair? So in Tauranga, they have to apply for it. They have to prove they are a resident of Napier with address and stuff, and they actually get a card. So, it's not a bit like Splash Planet do. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's not just turning up. So, you know, you
No.
have to actually apply for it.
And I think, I mean, if we think about all of the council facilities we have, it would make sense to be consistent across
Yeah.
everything rather than, you know,
Just-
facilities doing it in isolation, but yes.
I just, you know, personally, I guess in the environment we've just gone through, and, you know, obviously, it's a tourist facility as well, and I have no qualms then, but I think, you know, it is something to look out for our local people, because it would be a great gesture in the future.
Madam Chair, may I just add that through our investigation of the commerciality of our facilities, that is something that we will be looking at as well around fees and charges, but then looking at it across all our facilities and not just one. So
Councillor Grigg.
Just speaking in support of Councillor Crystal, I think something cheaper for locals would be great for Napier, because we need things for young people to do, and great idea to have a discount for local people, not just for tourists. I think we need to make Napier for locals as well.
Councillor Taylor.
Just following on, and Glenn had the fortune, I asked a number of these questions prior to the meeting in relation
Graham.
to senior citizens, and he's answered them very well, but I would like the officers to give serious consideration to the senior citizen community services charges, having this concession card. At the present time, or prior to the changes, you could buy a concession card for $57 and get 10 entries. That's going to move to $80 at the present time, which for senior citizens is a significant increase. So whether or not we can stage that increase to from $5.70 to $7 for a period of time, and then to $8, or alternatively have a concession card for 10 visits, because from my experience, the senior citizens are regular users. They're not casuals. So they go 2 or 3 times a week and utilise that facility. So I would like them to reconsider some of the options here, so that they are not having this great increase. And I can understand that you want to align the discount for senior citizens with other facilities, but this is a significant increase for them immediately. So I'd like some consideration to be given to that.
Thank you, Councillor Taylor. I'd actually like to take that a step further and propose that we amend the recommendation to direct officers to include a senior citizen and community services card holders concession rate based on the same methodology for the other concession cards.
I'd be happy to second that.
Before we do that though, we'll just check, because we sort of jumped ahead. Is there any other questions before we proceed with the mover and seconder? Okay, so moved by myself, seconded by Graham Taylor, and just checking in with Carolyn. Yep. So just have a part B where direct council officers to include the concession cards for senior citizens and community services card holders based on the same methodology as the other concession cards. Yeah. Thank you. So I'd just like to say thank you, Glenn, for the work that has been done on this, and I also endorse the comments made by Councillor Crystal and Councillor Grigg about us exploring local rates in the future. I acknowledge that that actually is a significant piece of work across all our facilities, so I concur that at the moment it shouldn't be part of what we're doing, but looking forward to us exploring that further as part of our long-term plan process and what we may well be able to do across all the all the facilities going forward. So I do just want to say it's really exciting that we now have Ocean Spa under our management. It's such an asset and a fantastic facility for our community, and for us to have the control and management of that facility now is really good. So, yeah, good to be moving forward. Councillor Taylor.
No, I don't think there's anything much to add to that, but yes, great that I think the 15th of May we will see the facility reopen, and I'm sure the public in Napier will be very pleased to have that. Thank you.
Councillor McGrath and then Councillor McGregor.
Just through the chair, when I started on council in 2014, the complaints were rolling in thick and fast about Ocean Spa way back then, and we've finally taken it back over, and I look forward to swimming back there again when it is open. But I did a little bit of homework on some of the charges, and I compared it to the Mount Maunganui hot pools. Their entry fee is $20 for an adult and $13.50 for over 65s. So there is, admittedly, if there's a local rate, it doesn't show it on here, but that's a lot higher than what we're proposing. So I support what we've got here.
Thank you. We have actually had 3 speak in favour, so just see, is there anyone wishing to speak against the motion? No, I'll therefore put that. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against, carried. Thank you very much, Glenn, and that brings us to the end of our extraordinary council meeting. Thank you, and I'll pass across to Councillor Crown to reopen Prosperous Napier.